The Metallica 72 seasons subplot is over, much to the dismay, maybe even to the chagrin of Mike Pratt. I think he enjoyed that a lot. That Metallica subplot is what he called it. I think he enjoyed it a little bit too much for my liking, because that sucked for me. That took up a lot of time and it was just a lot of crap. But it is over, so I'm back to being subplot free. Or am I? No, I'm not, because a new subplot has emerged. Maybe Mike is going to be happy about this one. I hope not. Some people take pleasure in other people's pain and agony, and maybe some people do that with me. I hope not. But here's today's, or the newest subplot, and it is related to Kiss Animalize. Now I ordered Kiss Animalize sometime, I think last week, maybe Monday last week. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And a couple of days later, I thought, oh, I wonder when it's coming. I forgot to check, or I forgot the date that it was supposed to come. Amazon. I order all these from Amazon. Amazon always gives you a date when the product is supposed to arrive. And I thought I would go back and check it just to make sure that I was going to be home, or that everything was in order. And when I checked it in my account, it said that it was in Spanish. It said impossible. I mean, the translation in English would be impossible to deliver. Imposible a entregar. And I thought, what the hell is this? I've never seen that before. I've been using Amazon since 1999. That's 24 years, as fast math will tell you, and I've never had something like that. Impossible to deliver. And I think that was all it said. And then I checked again the next day or maybe later, and I either missed, or maybe it wasn't there. I could get more information, and I will show you on my backup phone here if it works. This phone is very old and slow, but I think I can still get it to work. So here it is. That's in my account. It was ordered there. It was on May 5th. That I ordered. That was a week ago, I guess. So it says reembolso emitido, which is the refund has been issued. All right. Now it says why this is all in Spanish, but to translate, it says why has a refund been issued, or what was the problem? And it says tu paquete ha sido devuelto a Amazon por uno de estos motivos. Your package has been returned to Amazon for one of these reasons. Resultó dañado en tránsito, which means it was damaged in transit. El transportista no pudo, I guess that should be no puedo. No, I'm not sure. No pudo, that doesn't make sense. Encontrar tu dirección, which means that the driver couldn't find your address. Blah blah blah. So they gave me a refund. They issued a refund, which obviously took days to appear, just like my Metallica 72 seasons refund took. And the thing that sucks also, and it's a small thing, but I think it's kind of it bugs me, is the refund is never the same, at least for me, because this is international. The refund is never the same as what I paid for it. This was because it's charged in pesos. But I buy everything on Amazon with my my Canadian credit card, so it converts it to Canadian dollars. So the Canadian the amount that I was charged, and the refund is the same. This was however many pesos, 700 pesos. The refund is 700 pesos, but the currency conversion, you always get screwed there. So it ended up costing me, I don't know, $3 or something. I don't really care about $3, but I'm a man of principle, and it bugs me that somebody got an extra $3. I don't know where that goes. It's kind of a mystery. And so I reordered it. Now, another thing that bugged me about Amazon is they never sent me an email to say that it had been sent back or returned. I found out about like a day later. If I hadn't checked it, it would have been even longer. I think Amazon should be contacting me and saying and believe me, it was damaged, which I'll get to. That's the reason why it was returned from whence it came. And to me, Amazon, and I think most people would agree, they should send me an email saying, hey, your product was damaged. Would you like us to send a new one at the same cost, same price? That's what they should do. Or maybe not even ask me. I guess they should ask. Maybe it was time sensitive. For me, it wasn't. So I reordered it, and it was a little bit more. It cost a little bit more. Again, just, I don't know, $1, something like that. But I think, hey, why am I continuing to pay more and more money from it and waiting longer, although I don't mind the wait, when they fucked it up. Now, this came from a seller, not Amazon directly, and I think the seller was in, I want to say Kentucky, but I'm not sure. And I'm going to give this guy's name. I guess it was Amazon Marketplace. So I thought, whatever, it cost me an extra $3. I'll reorder Animalize, which I did that day, and it was $1 more or something, plus I lost $3 on the exchange rate. And so it came today. Now, as you've seen in all these recent unboxings I've done, all from Amazon, they've come in, and maybe you can see where I'm going with this. And from my friend Jason Satterfield, I'm going to send this to Jason. This is where your part kicks in. My God, he would have a, people say conniption. I don't even know what a conniption is, but I think it's something bad. He would have a conniption if what happened today when they delivered Animalize to, if that had happened to him, he would have lost his mind. And I'm going to get to that very, very, very shortly. I was working here. I work right over there where my cat is sitting. And I saw the motorcycle pull up here, which indicates a delivery. Sometimes it's a van, a white van. Sometimes it's a motorcycle, especially in Mexico, it's a motorcycle. And I was expecting something else, and I thought it was that. But I went out, and I was in a call at work, too. So I had to tell the person I was in a call with, we'll continue the call, but give me a minute because I'm going out to sign for something. So the motorcycle guy opened his, they have that box on the back, and he opened it up, and he reached in, and this is what he pulled out. Yeah, they sent it just like this. No box, no plastic wrap, no cardboard packaging like a vinyl or an LP mailer, album mailer, whatever they call it. This is how it was sent to me, which explains why the first one was returned damaged, because they sent it like this. So of course it's going to get damaged, and you would think the guy or the company, whatever it is, I guess it's a small business on Amazon Marketplace, whoever sent it, that they would invest this much time and money. It's costing them more to take back damaged products. I don't know who decides that at some point, because it had been shipped and it had made at least one movement, and then it went back. You'd think the cost of them having to eat the cost of a damaged record, is far outweighs the cost that it would be for them to package this properly. So now I don't know if you can see this, and this is where Jason would lose his mind. Look at the warp in this. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. The corners are bent. All right, both corners there. It's undulating like this. This side also. Look at that warp in this. Can the camera see it? Unbelievable. The packaging is ripped open here. All right, the cellophane. The corners are this corner is open, and it's a little bit worn. Again, if you can see it there, the corner is worn. This corner, it's not open, but it is a little bit ragged. Look at this. Look at that corner. Oh my God, Satterfield must be screaming at his screen right now. And so two of the corners are pretty bad. The other ones are so-so. And that's it. Unbelievable. Now, my first instinct, I couldn't really do anything because I was in a call, so I couldn't say anything to the delivery guy. I wanted to say, fuck this, send it back. I don't want this shit. If whoever sent this can't get it right. By the way, I checked the vendor's name, and not that the guy is going to go out of business because of this, because I know only about probably, if this video is successful, 80 people will watch it, and probably 0 of those 80 will... were thinking about getting a product from this guy, and now they're not going to get it because of what I said. But the vendor on Amazon, his name was A2Z, the letter A, it was lowercase, the number 2, and then Z, or as Canadians call it, Z. A2Z Blu-ray, B-L-U space R-A-Y, all lowercase. A2Z Blu-ray. Don't buy anything from that guy or those people. They should be really ashamed of themselves. That they would send something, anything, whether it's a book. I mean, a book can't get broken, but still, people and I'm not as fanatical about conditions as Satterfield, but this is for me, this is disgraceful. This is unforgivable. But after what happened with the Metallica crap, what a pain in the ass it is to send something back. And I guess this is how they wear you down. They make you eat shit, and to the point where you say, shit doesn't taste so bad. If this were as easy as, and also I want the record. And if I order it again, they're going to send it again like this. And I know Jason has had this before, where he specifically put a note when he's bought things saying, send this, he buys a lot of CDs, send this in a proper mailer with bubble wrap and everything, and nobody ever pays attention. So if I ordered this again, I'm sure it would end up being the same way, or worse. So like that's awful. I think this is just awful that it's like this. But that's the way it goes. So this is not really so much of an unboxing as an unwrapping, because all I have to do is take the cellophane off, which is going to be very, very easy. I've struggled mightily with that in the past, but this is easy because they've already given me a head start on there. My God, look at the warp. Maybe, I don't know if you can see it better from farther away or from close up. Let's see from far away. Every corner is warped. This corner goes down, this corner goes up, this corner goes up, this corner is, I guess this is the best corner. That's the flattest. Unbelievable that a company would send something like this, especially something fragile. Now, I'm going to open it up in a moment. If I open it, it doesn't feel broken, but if the record is broken, obviously I'm sending it back. And I'm going to talk about this album. And I guess I always take a break here to go take a photo of this album after I've unboxed it. I guess I could have done this one right away, because there was no unboxing. Let me repeat, I received this from this. This came all the way from, I believe, Kentucky, through God knows how many people's hands, threw this around somewhere, and it arrived to me like this. And I don't blame the delivery guy. He's just, passing it on to me. This is squarely on A to Z Blu-ray on Amazon Marketplace. Garbage seller. I've never had any complaints. Satterfield probably has them every time he does something. That guy complains more than Donald Trump. Oh, what a horrible thing to compare anybody to Donald Trump. No, he doesn't complain as much as Donald Trump. I apologize, Jason, if you're watching this. But yeah, man, just garbage. Horrible. So anyway, I will go quickly. And also, I should take a picture of this, just in case it is broken. I'll take a picture of all the warpness so they can see it. So I'm going to come right back. All right, I'm back with my gnarled copy of Animalize, and as I was looking at it, I realized here the return address, and I'm not sure how this works. Amazon is kind of mysterious. It says Amazon.com, 3837 Bay Lake Trail, Suite 111, North Las Vegas. Now, I could have sworn it came from Kentucky. I don't know how Amazon works. If there's Amazon Marketplace, Amazon Mexico, Amazon US or international. But the return address is North Las Vegas. So I don't know if that dick A to Z Blu-ray is in Las Vegas. And I was wrong about it being in Kentucky, Hebron, Kentucky. I don't know, but I guess that doesn't mean anything. Anyway, there it is. So before I actually open it, which it pretty much already is, before I open it, I'll talk a little bit about the album before I get to I'll open it, then I'll do the very exciting track by track. So my memory of Animalize is, at this point, this came out in 1984. At this point, I had been a Kiss fan for 8 years. It seems like forever. I mean, I was 7 years old, 6 when I got into them, and I was 14 or 14, I guess, 15 when this came out. And that's only 7 or 8 years, but it feels like forever. And a lot of albums between in that period. So this came out, and I remember this very well. There are some things that they're very, very stupid. You have no reason to remember them, but you do. I used to listen to, I guess starting in around 83, I used to listen to a lot of metal shows. There used to be these, midnight metal shows, and Power Hours and Friday Night Metal and things like that. And they played music, and they also gave information about, and this was great. This was obviously pre-internet, when information was, you had to listen to the radio really to get information, because everything in magazines was, 2 months behind or whatever. So I was listening to one of the metal shows one night, and they said, okay, we've got news for you on the new Kiss album. It's going to be called Animalize. And I immediately, I remember it very well. I had a Mad magazine. I used to have a lot of Mad magazines, and a pencil. And they said it's called Animalize. And I wrote the name on the cover. I wrote Kiss Animalize on the cover of Mad magazine. They said it was coming out, whatever the date it was coming out. I think it was in the fall. It seems that Kiss albums in the 80s always come out in the fall, September, maybe October. And I remember when they said the album was called Animalize, I thought it was like the eyes of an animal. I didn't realize there was a verb, animalize. So that was one thing. And they said they've got a new guitarist. I think at that point I didn't know that Vinnie Vincent was out. And they said the new guitar player's name is Mark Norton. So I wrote down Animalize, Kiss Animalize. I wrote the date, Mark Norton. And I'm not sure why. I guess I've always written things down. I like kind of documenting things. And so I wrote that all down, maybe to talk about with my Kiss friends or whatever. And then so the album came out, and so that was it. And I was very excited about it because I loved Lick It Up. And this one came after that. So Kiss was on the upswing for me. They were, before with, I didn't like Creatures of the Night that much. Elder I hated. Some of you probably already know that. So this was very exciting for me to hear Animalize, which I was very excited about. So so this came out whenever it was, and it's kind of a confusing album for me. I'm not sure what to think of it. When I did the Kiss ranking last year, I ranked all the 20 albums plus the 4 studio albums. And again, fast math will tell you that's 24 albums, and I put them all in order. I had Animalize around 14 or 15, and I wasn't sure where to put it, almost right around the middle of the pack. And I was thinking, like, there were some albums when I did that ranking, I knew were at the bottom, some I knew at the top. I just had to rearrange them 1 or 2 positions at the top and at the bottom. And then the middle ones, like I thought, do I like Animalize or Asylum better? Or do I dislike Hot in the Shade or Crazy Nights more? And I wasn't sure where to put this album. And I think I put it at 14 or 15. I think it was 14. I moved a few around. And I'm still not sure what to think of this album. I have kind of mixed feelings about it. I think generally I like it more than I dislike it. Definitely way better than Crazy Nights, Psycho Circus, Elder, Hot in the Shade. I would even say I like it. Dynasty, now that I think of it, I must have had this close to Dynasty. This was probably 1 above or 1 below Dynasty, probably somewhere around there. So that's it, and it was a pretty big comeback for Kiss, because Heaven's on Fire was the first single, and it was huge. There was a video for it. That video got played all the time. It was on the radio, and I think Kiss hadn't really been on the radio for a long time, at least not to this extent. So Animalize was a big comeback. Now, the biggest disappointment for me, at this point, I went to my first concert in 1984. It was Ozzy and Rat on April 25th, 1984. The 39th anniversary just passed a few weeks ago. And so I saw Scorpions and Quiet Riot later in 1984, and Kick-Axe and Helix. And so I thought, oh my God, Kiss. And I'd been into Kiss at this point, as I said, for 8 or 9 years. And so I guess Kiss was going to be touring, and they would maybe finally come, well, not finally, they always came to Toronto, but that I would finally see Kiss. I was old enough. I thought they were probably going to come, and this album came out in late 84. They're going to come to Toronto in 1985. They never came. They skipped Toronto. Toronto is a huge market for Kiss. They played the Stadium on the reunion tour in 1996. I think it was, aside from the opening show at Tiger Stadium, I think the reunion tour show in Toronto at Skydome was August 27th, 1996. I think that was the biggest show of the tour. That wasn't like a festival or Tiger Stadium. And I was so excited, and then it never came. And the Animalize tour, for whatever reason, never came to Toronto. So I missed them, and I saw them the following tour on Asylum. So there's my Animalize history. And now I'll get to this now, and we'll see if the record is broken. As I said, it doesn't feel broken, but and there, by the way, I didn't show it. There's the back cover, right? And the hype sticker. All of these 2014 reissues have the same hype sticker. It just says first U.S. vinyl pressing since 1985 editions, and they all say that. Dress to Kill said that, and the first Kiss album said that, and Revenge said that. So there it is. So I'll open this up, and I don't remember much about the inner sleeve of this one. Another thing I remember, a small thing. This photo here. I went to a fair in I guess it must have been in the spring or summer of I guess it was 85 at this point. And you know, they have all those games at the carnival, like at the fair, where you can win like by throwing ping pong balls into little cups of water or something like that. I won one of those games. I think it was at Darien Lake in New York. And you get to choose your prize. And it was this picture in a small, like maybe it was about this big, in like a glass frame and like a metal frame. I thought that was pretty cool. So I had this photo hanging on my bedroom wall in 1985. So yeah, the inner sleeve, I remember it had the lyrics on one side, I think just white. The sleeve was white with the lyrics in black. I remember small font. Maybe the other side was this picture in black and white or something similar. I seem to remember black and white photo. Oh, and look, to make this even worse, I'm just realizing now, this sticker that they have here, it's on the open part of the record. So the actual sticker is touching the record cover. What a disgrace. All right, well, let me open this. God. Now this could be tough. Let me see what happens when I see what the problem. Oh, it seems to be coming off easily. Do it gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay, that was not so bad. All right, let me. So this is I'll call this an unboxing in the video title, but it's really an unwrapping. It looks even more damaged now that I have it out of the thing. Look at the crease in it. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. There's a crease right across the Kiss logo where it's bent like that. Man, and over here, look at that bend. And it is a matte finish, just like the other ones. I like to point that out. All right, so now I remember. Yes. This was I knew it was black and white. I had that part right, but I had forgotten about those pictures. I haven't seen those pictures for decades, I guess. There it is. Now I do remember this. As I said, I knew it was white with a black print, kind of a small font, and there it is. Well, better than the first album, and Dress to Kill, had nothing. So this was at least something. This was Gene's phase where he was his first, I think, appearance of the Gene Simmons wig. Let me see the record. Oh yeah, I forgot. Is the record? There's a big black hair or thread or something on it. What is this? You know what? Seems to be part of the record, I think. That's like little. Can the camera see that? These kind of threads. That's from the record. They peeled off. Same record or same label. I think I remember that it looked like that. All right. So the record itself is in bad condition, but and if it were easier to send it back, I would happily send it back. And there's another one of these little black. Yeah, it's part of the record. And I would give them a piece of my mind if I could, in person. I've been known to do that when the occasion calls for it. So if I can get this back in its sleeve, which I've successfully done, and I'll get this back in its sleeve, which is maybe going to be more difficult, then I will go through this track by track. All right, there we go. So here it is. I know this one. I've Had Enough, Into the Fire, Heaven's on Fire, two song titles with fire back to back. I've Had Enough, Into the Fire, Heaven's on Fire, Burn Bitch Burn, Get All You Can Take, and While the City Sleeps, you turn it over and it's Under the Gun, Thrills in the Night, Murder in High Heels? No, Murder in High Heels. Lonely as the Hunter is the last song. I was getting the Gene songs confused. Anyway, and this is, as I'm sure I mentioned, I think I thought the same thing when I talked about this 6 or 8, 10 months ago, whatever it was. Not a good Gene album, but I did listen to this a couple of days ago in advance of, in anticipation of doing this. I liked it more than I remembered in general, not just the Gene songs. It's a great Paul album. I don't think that was ever in doubt, but overall, maybe I would put this higher now. I think I had it, as I said, at 14 out of 24. Maybe I would move this up a notch. And this was produced by Paul Stanley as well. The first, I think, self-produced album that Kiss had. So going through this, I've had enough, parentheses, Into the Fire. Very good song, good riff, kind of a heavy, there's a lead, fast guitar playing from, and I mentioned Mark Norton, who changed his name to Mark St. John for Kiss, and he played really fast. Kiss had a shredder. I guess Vinnie Vincent was a shredder, but he didn't really shred on Lick It Up. But this one had a little bit of shredding, I think, from this guy, Mark Norton, or Mark St. John, the late Mark St. John. Why do I say that? I would never. He's dead. It's Mark St. John. I would never, ever, ever say the late great just because it rhymes. People like to say things because they rhyme. Anyway, I've had enough. Into the Fire. Great vocal. I think it was around this point. Maybe it was Creatures of the Night. Maybe even The Elder, when Paul started really singing more dramatically. You know, he could really sing. I didn't always like it. I especially didn't like it on The Elder. I've had enough. Out of the cold, into the fire. That's an excellent song. Nothing and no one can stop me now. Heaven's on Fire. I talked about that earlier. You couldn't get away from that song in whatever this was, fall of '84. The video was everywhere. The song, I remember, was on the radio, and I did get tired of it at some point. But I really like it. I can't deny that it's a great song. I loved it at the time, and when I listened to it recently, a couple days ago, I still really did like Heaven's on Fire. Very catchy, good live song. Burn, Bitch, Burn. This is one that my opinion has really changed about. I don't remember exactly what I said about Burn, Bitch, Burn when I talked about this album 10 months ago. But I liked it. When I listened to this album a couple days ago, I thought, hey, Burn, Bitch, Burn is a lot better than I remember. It had the infamous line of I want to put my log in your fireplace, which is arguably one of the worst lyrics ever. Gene had some real stinkers. But I think that song is great. The opening riff of that, or the opening of this song, it's like guitar for 20, 25 seconds. And again like that. Well, it's out of the frying pan and into the fire. Now bend over, baby, and let me be the driver. Just a cut of pink, wouldn't believe me if I told you. This time you bit off more than you can chew. Oh my, yeah. I like Burn, Bitch, Burn. It took however many years. I think I liked it when I was 14 or 15, and then maybe after some years realized this is not so good, and maybe some distance caused me to change my mind, because I really enjoy Burn, Bitch, Burn now. Get All You Can Take is next. For the longest time I can remember, that was my favorite song on this album. I still don't, it could be. When I listened to it the other day, I was trying to think of what my favorite is. It could be Get All You Can Take. To me, it has, I didn't realize this until I listened to it the other day. It has the same kind of groove as Keep Me Coming from, I think so. It doesn't sound like it, but it has that same groove as Keep Me Coming from Creatures of the Night, which was maybe my favorite song from Creatures. And maybe Get All You Can Take was my favorite from this. The first and only song for them to say fuck in the chorus. It's kind of a big chorus. What fucking difference does it make? Noteworthy, I guess, for that. And this was in the era when Paul Stanley was very, metal then, was very, Wasp and Motley Crue were very edgy and about shocking people. And that was yet another trend that Kiss hopped on. And Paul Stanley was very foul-mouthed, potty-mouthed. And then the last song on side one is Lonely as the Hunter. It's okay. It's not as bad as I remember. It's still not a great song. Her eggs in one basket, she threw me a bone. I was dealt a full deck, something. I don't know. It's okay. So you would turn it over now, Under the Gun. This is maybe as close as Kiss got to having a heavy metal song. Now I'm not talking about a heavy song, because Watching You was kind of heavy, and She, Parasite maybe. And I've talked about this before. I don't need Kiss or Dokken or King's X or, I don't know, Bullet Boys. I don't need them to be heavy. Skid Row is a good example. But sometimes they do have some things that are heavy. And I think this song, they had a few heavy moments, Kiss did. But for me, this is as close, I think, as Under the Gun, as close as they came to a heavy metal song. Looking for a thrill, you'll get it my way. Looking for a thrill, you'll get it. Looking for a thrill, you'll get it my way. Let's hit the highway. I'll take you down. Shoot out in the night, looking for action. The main attraction is back in town. Press the pedal to the metal. On your mark, set, go. Under the Gun. Loved it. I think I still do love it. That's an excellent song. And it had oh yeah, in the middle, the what other song had this? A little spoken word from Paul Stanley. All Hell's Breaking Loose. What did he have where he kind of spoke something? Kind of something stupid. This one was it's kind of, I guess, in the bridge between maybe the second verse, the end of the second chorus, and the solo. It's there's no speed limit where I'm coming from. Let's hit the highway doing 69, which is stupid because 69 is not even that fast. You know, he was going 95 in Detroit Rock City. 95 is fast. If you're going 95, you're fucking flying. 69, that's like pfft, you're not, you know, everybody's passing you at 69. I thought he should have chosen a higher number. Let's hit the highway doing 95. You know, maybe a throwback to Detroit Rock City. I'm not sure why he said let's hit the highway doing 60. Oh, I get it. Let's hit the highway doing 69. Oh, very clever. Very smooth, Paul Stanley. Let's hit the highway doing 69. Okay, I get it now. I like that song even more. Or maybe I like it less. I don't know. Cheesy. Appropriate for the time. So they had 69 and what fucking difference does it make on one album? Next was Thrills in the Night. This is also a contender for favorite song. That video was also on all the time. I don't remember that song ever getting played on the radio, but Thrills in the Night, the video was on all the time, and I love that video. I still love it now. It's not far from a ballad, but it is kind of a little bit of a mellower, quiet. No, that doesn't even make sense. I mean, it is a rock song, but a little bit slower, let's say. Thrills in the Night, a contender for top spot. And then it ends with two Gene stinkers. This album only had 9 songs. Kiss songs typically had 10. Kiss albums typically had 10 songs. This had 9. Maybe they were lacking material. Obviously, Gene had, according to Paul, had pretty much checked out at this point. He was doing Runaway, hence the wig. Did you think I was stupid, Ramsey? Don't ever put your fork in my plate. That's from Anthrax. I guess that's somebody doing an imitation of Gene Simmons in Runaway. So the last two are Gene stinkers. While a City Sleeps. What goes on behind closed doors? Again, it's okay. Funny that Burn Bitch Burn is the best of the 4 Gene songs. And then the last song is Murder in High Heels. One of Gene's, at least up to this point, one of his worst songs. He had much worse on Crazy Nights and Hot in the Shade, I think. But Murder in High Heels, I just hate that. The bouncy beginning. Hey, with a sleight of hand. Never liked that song at the time. Didn't think too much more of it now. It's not worse. But yeah, so that's it for a warped, undulated, gnarly, bent version of Kiss Animalize. I'm going to have a lot more coming up. I have another one supposed to come tomorrow. Not Kiss. Can you believe it? This is going to be the first unboxing I've done, the first vinyl I bought that wasn't Kiss. Well, I bought the Metallica 72 Seasons. Any guesses to what it is? You'll see. It'll arrive tomorrow. Whether I'll have time to do a video or not, I'm not sure. And then I have another one that's supposed to come, I think, by the end of next week. That's also not Kiss. I'm really going back and getting some of these old records because they've been a decent price. These ones that I'm getting coming up, and then I should have a few more after that. Reasonable price anyway. So stay tuned, as they say, for that. Until then, that is all from me and my beat up, disgraceful, ugly, horrible cover of Kiss Animalize.